Well, we're finally
Hello,
live.
everyone. We're finally live. We're here.
We had some technical issues.
Some technical difficulties.
Some little issues, but we're gonna play a little video here. With on the screen, it's gonna be a little different, and we're gonna get our reactions of what this guy's comments had to say. So let's get this video up right now.
Presented by those two players. Donovan Mitchell goes to Team Durant, and Rudy Gobert goes to Team LeBron.
Listen, before we get, I just want to say something because there's no slander. There's no slander to the Utah Jazz, but you guys got to understand. You guys got to understand. Just like in video games growing up, we never played with Utah. Even as great as Karl Malone and John Stockton was, we would have never picked those guys in video games. Never.
LeBron, this is a video game. Hold on, I got. Hold on.
So we know.
We got to leave it right there. We got to take it. No, you can say something.
I got to say one thing. LeBron says, I really need some size, and he got 7'5" Rudy Gobert, right? And he goes with 6'2" Sabonis. Are you kidding me? I was like, I need some size. Rudy Gobert is 7'5", he takes a 6'2" guy. Nobody plays video games.
I just knew he was going to go back.
I knew he was going to go back.
Honestly, I just think it's very
So
disrespectful.
he called them like almost video game players.
I think it's very disrespectful to the Utah Jazz. I can see Gobert being one of the last picks, but not Donovan Mitchell. He wasn't an all-star that just got in by chance. Like I feel like Gobert only got in because the Jazz are the number one seed in the West. Like that would make sense to me, but I feel like it's a very just. LeBron and KD are very salty. Very salty.
They're putting up a double-double, and he is the best in the league. So, Gobert's putting up a double-double, so there's a reason he's doing all this.
I understand. All I'm saying is I think they're very salty.
He was picked over like guys like Devin Booker.
Devin Booker got in, first of all, he got in as an injury replacement, and then on top of that, he's already injured again. So now,
but still, last night he was drafted. Devin Booker was drafted over them.
I understand that.
Well, if you look at scoring, Devin Booker, if you need a basket, you give it to him over Donovan Mitchell.
I agree.
It just shows your number one team in your West. It's like you wouldn't like. What would you do if we picked Kyrie last? Like
you picked Curry last.
Kyrie last, for an example.
KD seemed to make it the friendship contest. LeBron actually picked the team. I feel like KD was.
Well, Anthony Davis was there in the starters here to take AD.
I feel like KD was being a little bit moronic with his picks, and I honestly
Matthew, he has to pick his teammate, or else Kyrie's gonna
get. It doesn't matter who it is. Like, let's say it's the Knicks in first seed, and Julius Randle picks last. I mean, just make any team. Fill in the blank, any team. Isn't that a little weird?
It is weird.
Both Jazz are last. That's a little.
At the first seed, the players on the first seed team. Last. Doesn't matter who it is.
There's something else in the story. And like what Chuck pointed out with Sabonis and Gobert. That was a big thing that I was looking at.
Yeah, LeBron said, I need size. He goes.
And Gobert's the tallest guy.
He goes to draft Sabonis over Gobert. Makes no sense.
Doesn't make any sense. I feel like the reserves, looking at Team LeBron, if KD was playing, I would have leaned it towards Team KD. But they have Curry, Giannis, and LeBron, which is going to be hard.
That's another thing. KD isn't even playing.
This is what I feel like it would have been fair if KD got the first pick or they got the second and third pick. Because getting the last two picks doesn't even matter, and the best player's not playing on the team.
That's true, but I mean, they're not gonna. I mean, it's something. It's something they can't control. That's the only thing I'll have to say about it. They can't control injuries. KD's been injured for a few weeks now.
They changed the format after. So.
I understand, but it seems like Adam Silver and the NBA were very content with keeping the system that they have now. So they decided not to change it. But I don't know.
I'm sure they'll change it for the future if they've done the draft is finished, but the draft isn't going anywhere.
No, the draft isn't going anywhere.
Because it's a night to make money.
Of course, it's a night to make money. That's all it is. It's just about money.
But that's what I feel off Team LeBron, Team off KD. KD has the size. His team has the size.
I got Team Melo.
If you look at the talent level, it's Team LeBron. It could be a very clean sweep.
Off the size, maybe KD's team could.
I mean, offside. That's like saying, all right, I have a taller team than you. My team's automatically better.
They're both phenomenal teams.
So these guys also do not care to play the game. They're just probably gonna shoot. Like these guys are not gonna even play defense.
Right, I'm not even.
The reason why guys want to make the All-Star game is because usually many of them have big bonuses in their contract. I think Sabonis got $1 million bonus just for making the All-Star game.
They're probably gonna get honestly not even pride yourself.
Do you think Kristaps Porzingis got taken over is better than Mike Conley?
No.
Jacob?
Look how much.
I promised the show, and ask anything.
Is Kristaps better than Mike Conley?
Different positions, but I think yeah.
If you go off wild card, because
all right, you have to take this into consideration though. Kristaps Porzingis has not played a lot of games this season, and Mike Conley's played a lot more games. So you obviously
one seed.
You obviously expect the NBA to go with that player over Kristaps Porzingis. I think that just makes sense.
And the same thing with Demar. They were the number 1 seed. He's putting up 16-6. He's doing something.
I mean, I think Mike Conley's having a very average Mike Conley season. I just think the NBA has wanted to give pity to him because he's never made one, and a lot of people think he's been snubbed a lot. So the NBA said, all right, Mike Conley take an All-Star game appearance. So, good for him.
It's charity work, basically.
No,
it is basically charity work. I agree.
Well, he's better than Porzingis this year, if you want to go off
No, he is.
Yeah, this year, yeah.
Oh, so you're admitting that? You just gave me the eyes a couple seconds ago.
Porzingis was snubbed.
He was not snubbed.
Who should he make it over?
If Porzingis had played the whole year, it would be a different story.
No, who should have made it over?
If Porzingis played the whole year, he'd be All-Star captain.
Okay. Stop being a clown and just have an actual mind for a second, okay?
Why would he be more votes than LeBron?
Because LeBron's LeBron.
This is why I say have an actual mind for a second. Don't be like a clown. Just have a brain for a second.
This is also my fantasy mindset too, so you have to filter that into it too. I'm just saying.
By that argument, I should say every person on my fantasy team should make the All-Star team, and if they do not make it, they're snubs.
You should feel that way about your players.
But do you want to go off this last night? What impressive performance from Damian Lillard. 44 points.
Dame does this every other night. Dame does this every other night. We know this. Dame does this every other night. Like, this is not surprising.
Third player with the most 40-point games and no turnovers.
Who was the first player? Did you ever
MJ and then AD?
Okay, AD, really?
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
Not on the Pelicans a lot, but I want to talk about Julius Randle. I want to locate this Julius Randle. Remember when he was putting on the Pelicans, Julius Randle? Do you not remember how much he was putting on the Pelicans? He was balling. He's just getting more recognition because he's on the Knicks, I think.
Well, no, it's because that Pelican team was completely garbage, and it looked like
you could say the same exact thing if the Knicks had a good start.
No, but the Knicks are above 500 at the All-Star break. It's not the same thing where the Pelicans were a garbage team.
He's putting up stats. He's putting up.
You have to remember that Pelicans team, I think, finished 7th or 8th in the odds, somewhere around there when they got Zion. Before they did that was the year they traded AD, and they had Julius Randle. They traded AD in the offseason. And AD was just sitting the whole season.
If you want to go off that, off the All-Star game and off this recognition about the 8th, 9th seed, there's plenty of All-Stars making the playoffs, not the All-Star team with all these different seeds. Like
so,
8,
I mean,
11.
I think the way
I think Shea got snubbed, to be completely honest with you.
Nah, I don't think I don't think he's going to make it this year.
27 and 8 this year.
The Thunder are too terrible of a team this year for him to make it.
But you could argue
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You could argue Zion.
I mean, no. I'm saying in the prospect of the fans, they just does count the fan vote a lot.
Why would Zion make the All-Star team if he's 11th seed? Like, you can do the same exact thing.
It's not the player. It's not about the team.
Right. So
I understand it's about the players, but then again, Zion is a lot more popular.
Also, we can't forget last year, Taco Fall made the All-Star team. So
the fan vote is a little.
The fan vote is his popularity.
25. I think
I'm sure Shea was high up there as someone that could have replaced Devin Booker, but he obviously didn't make it. And I think that has to do a lot with because I don't think Shea even finished top 10 in fan vote for the guards in the West.
Wow.
I don't even think he finished top 10. So
this year, that's crazy.
Kind of just goes down to that, and then the coaches and the players can't elevate a person that doesn't even finish top 10 that much.
That's crazy.
So that's kind of just what it goes down to.
Yeah, speaking of the dunk contest, someone I know, Mr. Mike Rappaport, was very upset that there's only 3 players in the dunk contest this year.
Well, I feel like
it is for it's for halftime. They kind of had to shorten a little.
But still,
bit.
like you don't even want to. Like Zion was asked about it and he laughed. Like, come on, man. Like you should be in the come on. There should be more guys in the dunk contest.
No, they have to get it too fast.
There wasn't an interest though. Like there could have been more if they could have done it some other time.
I mean, they have Anthony Simons competing in the All-Star.
Simon's actually a good dunker if you actually watch him. He's actually a decent dunker.
Okay, well, how many people that watch the NBA know that besides Blazers fans?
That's the problem.
That's the problem. No one knows that because he's not on the highlight reels or anything like that.
Did you see what he did last year versus the Heat?
I'm not saying he's a bad.
Can I show you that? Like, oh God.
You want to pull it up? Go ahead.
I'm pulling up on my
Jacob. Do you have who's competing in the All-Star game in the dunk contest this year? Who is it? It's Anthony Simons for the dunk contest. Who's competing?
I got it.
Can you type in Anthony Simons Heat dunk? It's
also, there's the fact that look at the 3-point contest. It looks a lot more exciting than the dunk contest, if I'm going to be honest.
And Mike Conley's in that 3-point contest too, which is a little.
That's true. He did replace Devin Booker.
Should I read all the challenges?
Jacob, play this.
Let's dunk contest.
Play this. I just texted it. Play that video. Oh.
So who's in it, Jacob?
Anthony Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
Simons, not Simmons.
Nice.
Oh, I was reading it with Simons. Sorry. Stanley and Obi Toppin.
Okay, so it's Obi and it's the guy from the Pacers.
Jacob, play this video.
Yeah, let me get that video. I'm gonna download it so I can play it high quality.
That is sick, yo. High flyer Skywalker. And he's actually been putting up numbers this season, Simons.
What's the video name, Justin?
Anthony Simons Heat dunk.
What, Justin? What's he putting up this year?
I'll look up the stats right now, but he's been hitting some threes. He's been playmaking better, a little bit better on the defense, much better improved this year than last year. But of course now it's his second or third year, so of course we see the improvement. But let me look. Anthony Simons, 8, 2, and 1. What?
That's not very good stats right there.
What he's putting up. Let's see.
How many minutes is he averaging a game?
17. I'm fine with that. Can you go back up the game? I'm fine with that. He's not going to get that much minutes because you have Damian Lillard at point guard, but it's going to be here and there. And Gary's been stepping up. We won those 3 games due to team effort compared to the other 4-game losing streak we had. It wasn't really team effort. Carmelo Anthony's been stepping up.
So hold on. They played the Warriors.
Warriors, Kings, and I forgot the other team.
The Kings are complete garbage.
What was the other team? Warriors, Kings, and I forgot the other one.
Let me look at the Blazers. I'll look at them real quick. They played the Hornets, the Warriors, and the Kings.
Hornets is actually a good team, to be honest with you.
The Hornets are a fun team to watch. Don't think they're that good. The Warriors are half decent, and the Kings are completely terrible.
Here we go, guys.
I'll watch this.
Well, let's see it.
You're gonna like
to the controllables.
Here we go.
CJ McCollum is out tonight. Here's a lob back door. Simons gets the start here in the corner. Beautiful pass with the high screen. Rumbles into the paint. Out to Simons. Into the air. Oh! Tomahawk for Simons.
Whoa. That was nice.
He just punched it.
On the tomahawk. The closeout is too hard. Anthony puts it in that left hand. Cocks that thing back. And throws it.
13 assists. Here's a lob up top. Simons. Wow.
Wow.
Keep running that play. One I want to see. Screen from Melo. Catches the body. Man, Ant had.
All I have to say is that this year is going to bring back arguments of why no one wants the dunk contest anymore.
I think Obi. I don't know what Obi's really shown, but
I don't know what
he's shown literally nothing. He's been a bust of the draft.
We can talk about the Knicks because Thibodeau doesn't play his bench that much.
It's all for publicity.
I'll go back to when he was the
go back to your Cliff theory, Matthew.
No, not the Cliff theory. Not the Cliff theory. That's something different. That's for fantasy, not for
I'm talking about the players in general. You said
how Thibs is playing how Thibs is playing Randle the third most minutes in the NBA. Yeah. That's smart. That's good intelligence right there. Right.
Do you think Noel's going to get tired as well? He's playing 40 minutes until Taj comes in the past 3 years.
I don't know what to say. Thibs seems like a decent coach. You just can't manage minutes at all.
He tires him out.
Majorly. And then all right, you can go back to this too. When he was the coach of the Timberwolves and they had just drafted Chris Dunn, 5th overall, Thibs played him like 14 minutes a game. How do you play your 5th overall pick like 14 minutes a game? Don't give him any playing time at all. He hates playing the young guys, which is stupid.
He's trying to win. Winning right now.
He's also developing them at the same time. You can't, and maybe they're not. Maybe like Obi Toppin was very raw. Maybe they only want him playing 9 minutes a game, and that's all part of it.
Jacob, do you know how you develop the talent? You let them play.
I understand, but maybe they don't feel the need to. I don't know. I don't work for the Knicks. I don't know.
I'm not saying you do, but all I'm saying is
I think Obi was the wrong pick. I think they should have got Halliburton.
I think I mean. Right now, it looks like they should have gotten Halliburton, but hindsight is 2020.
No, but then they wouldn't have got Quickly when you think about it.
I mean,
yeah, we like Quickly.
You just like Quickly for the all games. He goes off in fantasy.
6.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Welcome, Cowboys will win the Super Bowl.
What?
Cowboys will win the Super Bowl here.
Oh God! Welcome, Cowboys will win the Super Bowl. So what do you think? What do you think of the Cowboys' chances so far? How are they looking? It seems like they're getting Russell Wilson. They're getting the whole team.
Do you want to bring that up? Because last week you were talking about Russ. Was that your mistake?
Oh, shams. Left knee sprain. Okay, so give me 1 second.
So we still thinking that the Cowboys actually have a chance to go to the Super Bowl, or is it just a mirage like most people think it is?
Oh, I think they have a good chance.
Jacob, I have a question.
That's every year, though. And then something bad happens. Oh, I never said that.
Well, because...
What about the Ross argument, Jacob? I don't understand where that came from. You said he's coming then, and then now we're lost?
So first you said Dak is terrible. I don't want him anymore. And then you're like, I want to keep Dak. I don't want to give up the picks. When in reality, you know that the Cowboys should be keeping their picks. They should not be even considering trading them away. Gary should just pay Dak what he wants and just go from there. It's not worth feuding over.
I can't say you're wrong about that.
Because the defense is still horrendous. It's still not a good defense. They need to draft players for talent. They need to put talent around their line, who actually looked decent last year. So that's kind of what they have to do.
You might think I'm crazy, but this is getting a little off topic. I think the most improved player of the year is Julius Randle. If he performs,
he is.
I agree.
You guys sound like Berlin.
He's the top 5.
Who's better? Who's better, huh?
Jeremy Grant. He's the most improved player of the year.
He's traded.
Please stop.
1 foot out the door.
If he gets traded, that's a different story. But look at what he's doing on the Pistons. He got
what's the record?
Huh?
What's the record? He gets a bigger role. Of course he's going to do that.
Of course. He wanted to go to a lesser team to improve his scoring.
You're the worst seed. You don't deserve it if you're the worst seed.
Okay. So are we going? Okay? So this is going back to the All-Star. Is this a team award or is this an individual player award?
This is an individual as well as a little bit of how much you're carrying your team. Julius Randle's carrying his team and he's putting up numbers, better stats than Grant.
So is he really? Okay. By that argument, if Julius Randle is carrying the team, he should have done this last year, then, right? Should have done this last year.
No, because you can't. It doesn't. Things take time. He was maybe he was struggling in his game. Not everyone just gets.
I feel like that year off helped him a lot.
Or does it go back to the coaching and the team around him?
That's short. That doesn't mean that, but it still shows he improved. It still shows improvement.
Right.
Then you can say for anyone. Then you can say for Jeremy Grant, the players.
Phil Jackson. He improved because of Phil Jackson.
Yeah. I'm not saying it doesn't, but
double standard right there, bud. He got double standard.
All I'm saying is at the end of the day, I don't think he's winning.
Why is that?
Okay. You want me to get my personal opinion is that I think he'll have a good chance of winning, but I think the way the voters are going to look at it is they'll look at his Pelicans years. They'll look at the year he had on the Pelicans. He had very good stats that year, but they're going to say. But they're going to
say the Pelicans team was better than the Knicks team. Off talent-wise.
Okay, so then if you're gonna make that argument, then it is a win, because they're gonna look at that year he had on the Pelicans, which is what got him that contract in the Knicks. They're gonna say how much of an improvement is what he did on the Pelicans.
Does he deserve a $30 million? Because he wants a contract extension, apparently.
He does not deserve. Well, okay.
He's 20 right now.
He needs to play the rest of his contract out, and then if he continues to play like an all-star level player, maybe consider giving him like 28. I wouldn't give him the full 30, because how old is Julius Randle? What's his age?
26.
All right, so he's 26. Next year's going to be age 27 season. Let's see if he can keep putting up stats. He can keep putting up stats.
He's not putting it up for 3 more years, I'll tell you that much.
The Knicks can give him a 2-year extension.
You think he's putting up 3 next years? I don't think so.
I think they're gonna. I think they have to.
No, they don't have to. What they could do is, if the Knicks think that Julius Randle will not play a good age 28 season, they could just trade him at the deadline next year if they wanted to.
Or 2+1 or whatever. So. Matt, you said you wanted to trade Julius Randle at the trade deadline a couple months ago.
I mean, if the Knicks, that's
the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life.
Okay. First of all, it's not stupid. If the Knicks manage, it depends on
trading away an all-star.
Justin, can you just listen for a second instead of screaming over me? It depends on what the Knicks management wants. This current team will never compete for a championship. We know this. If the Knicks legitimately think they're content with just a lower playoff seed, that's fine. They don't have to trade Julius Randle. If the Knicks say to themselves, we want to go compete for a championship, they'll most likely say, I don't think Julius Randle's in our future, because you're going to end up having to pay him a lot of money, which doesn't conduce well to competing for a championship. You're going to need a lot of players. And do they see Julius Randle as a centerpiece for a championship team? That I don't know about.
I think someone's going to get traded there, like what they were saying. Jacob, right? I don't know who said that. The next 12 months.
Oh, yeah. Brian Windhorst said that on a podcast. He said he thinks a superstar will demand a trade to the Knicks. And he doesn't know who. He has some guesses, but he didn't say. So basically he's saying the Knicks are becoming, because of the culture, they're becoming a destination for players.
That's good. But
I don't think Randle's going anywhere.
All right.
So I think that first player is going to be honestly, I have a little theory here.
Yeah.
If the Knicks win the playoff game, or even make the playoffs, as this is the low, at a high win a playoff round, which I think is very unlikely.
No, I think it's likely.
Kawhi Leonard opts out of his deal.
Okay.
He's going to make. Let me just get the exact number. So
it's actually not a bad idea.
He has an opt-out clause after the season. Well, I mean, also this all depends on how far the Clippers go. If the Clippers go to the finals, he's not leaving. He'll stay there. He'll sign it. He'll sign it.
They're not going to the finals.
You're going to guarantee that?
Just give me a second.
The Clippers look a lot better than they did last year. I wouldn't be surprised to see them in the Lakers.
They needed to stretch 5. That was the issue.
Now they have Ibaka. They have Nick.
Okay. Here we go. This year he's going to. So next year, well, so you can opt out. His cap hit this year is $34,379,100.
Okay.
Next year, $36 million. And 16.
I mean, it's almost guaranteed that he's going to opt out of his contract after the season either way.
Yeah, they're going to be 30 years old.
Okay.
I could see the Knicks get overpaying.
Yeah, but the Knicks would just offer him the max. That's not really overpaying. It's just giving him he's a max.
Give him like the super max.
But they can't do that though. You have to have.
But there's levels of the max. Like Giannis is making more money than like.
That's because Giannis is going to be offered the supermax at the end of the season, which is when the Knicks don't have the ability to offer Kawhi the supermax. They only have the ability to offer him the max because he's not on their team.
And if Kawhi Leonard, you give the max to Kawhi Leonard.
Of course I would.
And the max rate fluctuates each year depending on what
if you have Kawhi, if you just add Kawhi to the Knicks, you can see them going far.
Just first of all, it gets their small forward. It gives them that, and then it makes their lineup much better. You have RJ Quickly should be starting next year.
You think Quickly's no. I don't think Quickly's
should be starting.
He might start. He might start next year, but he's not.
D-Rose is 1-year deal. He's good. He'll be gone.
No. You know how much Thibs loves his former Bulls players. The Knicks, he's going to say to the Knicks, "You better resign him."
He wants
Okay,
to.
so forget it.
He's going to command it.
Okay, so
And
forget
he'll
about
start.
so D Rose starts, okay, or Payton.
Mhm.
That they seem to love for some reason. Who does them nothing.
Payton's actually kind of not. What?
Payton.
You know who hates Payton. You know who hates him.
I don't know.
I think we should get him on the show. Actually,
All right,
Call him.
try and get him on.
Call him.
All right, try and get him on.
Payton is much better than all. He's comparable to.
I mean, listen. All I have to say is I think quickly has showed potential this season. If
yes, he's a better bench player.
Whether he actually plays or not, I don't know. Because I'll go back to the Chris Dunn example. Tibbs doesn't like to play young point guards. He just doesn't like it. He doesn't like to play young players in general. Obi Toppin's not getting a lot of minutes neither quickly. So I don't know. I don't know what his whole idea of. I think he's good.
I Mitch starting too as well. Obviously, an RJ.
Well, Mitch will be starting eventually, and I mean RJ has showed enough to where he kind of has to start, but quickly as a rookie, seeing with Obi Toppin, they're both rookies. Year. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
One thing about it, if you add Kawhi to the Knicks, they could go second or third round. Maybe if the Nets fall apart, finals.
Now, how the Nets going to fall apart?
If they somehow mess up this season and they can't.
I think they've shown enough to where even if one of them goes down, I think they're fine because they're getting Blake. They're getting Blake Griffin now too. So I mean,
Blake Griffin. What
do you mean Blake Griffin?
We don't know about that yet. We don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
When was the last time Blake Griffin dunked the ball?
It's in 2019.
That tells you something, right?
He's a stretch 4, or he's just stretch 4 or stretch 5. You can put
I'd rather have what's his name? I forgot the guy off the bench. The young guy. Such a C. Claxton, whatever.
Yeah.
Claxton. I don't know if that's his name.
So you'd rather have him over a seasoned veteran 6-time All-Star?
Well, he's not been doing anything. He's dunking the back-to-backs.
He doesn't need to dunk. He's developed a 3-point shot. You're not. This is what that stat means.
What did he shoot? What is he shooting? And how many times?
Okay, first of all, he's barely. I'll tell you his stats from last season. Let's pull up Blake Griffin from Basketball Reference. Let's pull up his stats from last season. Basketball Reference. Let's see. His 2019 to 2020 season, he shot. Okay, so this year he's shooting 33% on 2-point on what is it? Sorry.
3 points attempt. He makes 1 of 6. Yeah, 24 from 3.
Listen, Blake Griffin. Listen.
Oh, man.
Hold on. There's a reason why you have to understand this. There's a reason why Blake Griffin has such a big buyout market. Like the teams want Blake Griffin. It's not,
of course, but I'd rather develop the young.
The Nets are in win now mode. They're not developing the young. I don't know.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's actually good. That guy.
He has good defense. He's good defensive highlights. His offense is.
He's basically DeAndre Jordan with a little bit of a jump.
His offense is very raw right now, but I mean, listen, I'm not saying he's bad, but there's a reason why teams want Blake Griffin.
Help, but I don't think he's going to be tremendous.
I mean, you have to have some bench depth, which I mean, there's a very good possibility that Spencer Dinwiddie could get traded at the deadline too if the Nets felt like they needed another piece and they just wanted to go like full win now mode. What?
I thought you're not allowed to trade an injured player.
I think they are. I don't think there's any limits on that. I think you're allowed to trade injured player. Because then by that merit, the Harden trade should have gotten revoked because Karis LeVert ended up needing surgery because he technically didn't pass his physical. So by that merit,
I don't know. It's always interesting to look into because then. You could argue, why is the Blazers not trading Collins yet? He's been on the team for God knows how long off the bench.
I mean, I think the Blazers probably think to themselves, if Collins gets healthy, he'll be a good stretch 4.
When was the last time? I can't.
Beats me. I mean, then again, the Blazers are over the cap, so you have to go under the cap to even go make a move like that.
Collins are cheap for something.
No, but Collins isn't being paid that much. Being paid like $5 million or something like that. Like the Blazers are right now over the cap, so you have to go below the cap to get.
I'll go below the cap to get someone.
So then, will you trade Rocco as well?
I'm not trading. Stop.
Roko's not okay, Justin. You have to understand the bench players don't make that much money. It's really just the starting lineup that makes a lot of money.
We're starting.
It's Nurkic, it's Rocco, it's CJ, it's Dame. They all make a lot of money. So those are them. That's the majority of your cap. So you trading smaller players doesn't get you under the cap.
No, I'm not trying to get over the cap. I'm trying to trade Collins for a person of $3 million, $2 million, something else in a pick.
Let's see the Blazers cap, man.
I'm trying to get a pick. I'm not trying to. It's easier.
You want a pick?
I'll take a pick. First would be nice. I'll take a pick and a different player.
I mean, all right, that's not terrible. I mean, listen, does that help them this season though? I don't know. I mean, the Blazers have already given up all their first round picks for this foreseeable future. So they don't really have anything left there. So, I mean, then it goes back to the argument: will a team even give up a first round pick for Collins? I majorly doubt that. I don't know about that.
I think it should. He's a good player when he's healthy.
Yeah, but you might consider him a good player, but the GMs consider him a good player. Two different things.
I think a good starter, role player, something like that. I think so. I just bet him like Griffin. I'll pay that much.
If a team is unwilling to trade for Andre Drummond, I don't think they're going to trade for Zach Collins.
They're desperate. The Cavs are desperate. That's totally different things.
They're not desperate. They could easily keep him on their roster all season. They just want to get something out of him because
so they're waiting to the last minute. We don't know how much stuff is going on.
Obviously, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to end up trading him. They might they're going to end up buying him out. I mean, then again, I think the thing is, I think if they end up buying him out, he's going to have to leave a lot on the table. I think he's getting paid $28 million a season. He's going to have to leave a lot on the table for a buyout.
So, Matt, you think he's not going to get bought out until the end of this month?
No. I'm saying he's going to get either before the trade deadline. If they don't have a trade in place for him, he'll get bought out.
Probably. That's what I'm saying. Desperate, Matthew.
I mean, it's the same situation. It's the same situation when the Pelicans tried to trade AD. They ended up not getting a deal done, sat him for the rest of the season, and then decided to move him at the deadline. Sorry, move him in the offseason to the Lakers.
Why would teams trade for them? Be so desperate. They could wait and then get less value for him.
I mean that's true, but then the Cavs could be saying while they're on the phone, all right, we'll just keep on to the Drummond. We're not going to buy him out.
Okay, then you wait till the offseason or something. Then they'll even be lower. I don't know.
Andre Drummond's going to demand a huge contract this offseason. So whoever's going to pay that, I don't know. You basically, it's the same thing with Blake. You're basically getting him for half a season.
How was the Knicks? I might have to pull it. I might.
Stop with this argument. They should not get Drummond. The Knicks need to use this season as a development season if they end up making the playoffs. They need to use it as a development season. The Knicks make the playoffs. Maybe they win a game. Who knows? They win a game.
I can see they're the fourth or fifth seed. They're winning the series. My personal input on that.
So, Jacob, you've been very quiet for a little while. Any comments?
Yeah, I'm just typing in the chat, actually. So how's everyone doing tonight? I think we should actually play. Just recently, a little video came out, a little highlight reel of the NBA season so far with some facts. So should we play that it's a very short video?
If you'd like, go ahead.
And we'll reflect on the video after.
All right, go ahead.
We'll do it.
In this make or miss league, you are either one of two things, a winner or a loser. When it comes to the winners, of course we have to start with the Utah Jazz. All they do is win. They own the best record in the NBA, dominating anyone in their path.
Oh, boy, Rudy Gobert acted on Giannis.
The Bucks haven't quite met their preseason expectations, but playoff wins are how Giannis will be graded. Zion Williamson graded out just fine with all-star voters.
Posterize, baby, Zion Williamson.
But the Pelicans would lose out on a playoff spot if the season ended today, which could be a similar fate for the Dallas Mavericks unless Luka bails them out again. Damian Lillard is a winner, period.
And the Blazers win!
Another point guard from the Bay, Steph Curry, knows winning and scoring, averaging nearly 30 a game.
62!
Houston's loss,
We're just not good enough. We're not even close.
makes Brooklyn a winner and arguably favorites in the East. Sticking in the East, the best big in the NBA has been Joel Embiid, having a career year for the 76ers. No one can stop him, and he knows it.
That's what makes me unguardable.
There is guarded optimism in Clipperland that a healthy Kawhi and Paul George can take over LA come playoff time. The Suns haven't earned a playoff spot since 2010, but Chris Paul is leading their charge towards the top of the West.
Chris Paul, the closer!
Last season's top teams in the East, the Heat and the Celtics, have both lost key players for long stretches of the season, and their top-tier billing as a result. Now to last season's Larry O'Brien winners. The Lakers lost Anthony Davis just before the break, but that may bolster LeBron's chances at winning his first MVP in 8 years.
What a play by LeBron!
And from one GOAT to another, we all know Michael is the ultimate winner.
Michael Jordan has won it for Chicago!
But this season, MJ, the owner, has finally landed Charlotte in the winner's column.
My goodness, LaMelo!
But let's be honest, at the end of the day, with this league and this season, we're all winners. Even you, Knicks fans.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.
So that was quite interesting. There's some questions in the chat. We'll get to those in a minute. But did you have any thoughts from that video, Justin or Matt, or any?
I thought the video was nice. Kind of explained how the current state of the NBA is. I mean, I think the second half is going to show where teams truly fall. Like I think the Heat and the Celtics wound up vaulting themselves back into the top contenders in the East. I don't think they're going to stay where they are now. I have a feeling certain teams like the Knicks and whoever else are going to end up dropping their seeds after the All-Star break.
Can the Knicks stay in the playoff race? I think they can.
I think they will. I think they will.
Shockingly.
I don't think that they're going to.
Jacob, in the beginning of the year, agreed with Max and said they're going to make the play-in, not the playoffs. I want to have your take on that, Jacob.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago I said play in. I agree with Max what he was saying because Max was right. The Knicks did not look good. But also you can't forget Knicks have a pretty tough schedule. They can go and they can be the worst team in the East and pretty quickly. I don't mean worst. I mean I'm over exaggerating, but I mean they could rank pretty poorly pretty quickly.
The Hornets could win a game and the Knicks could lose a game and the Knicks drop to the 7th seed.
Exactly.
That's how close it is.
No, but that's not the play-in. That's still the playoffs.
No, but okay. So the play-in is right now the Pacers. The Knicks lose 2 games and then let's say a combination of the Pacers, Bulls, and the Hornets win 2 games. The Knicks are already at the 10th seed. Like once you get outside of the Bucks, the Nets and the Sixers, the East is very dense.
You have a tough schedule. Bucks, Thunder, Nets, Sixers. Tough.
Yep.
I mean, I think that Thunder game is a pretty easy one.
So let's go to
the other three matches. Sixers, Nets, and
so Cowboys will win the Super Bowl. I don't know who you are, but I'll answer your questions anyway because, like I said, I would. Thoughts on Dak? I think Dak's doing well. I think he's a great player. I think he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I think he's going to get his money. I don't know if it's going to be
top 7. Is he top 7?
I think it's debatable.
Stop.
Well, no, okay. You know what? No. You know what? That's if he wants to call it debatable, that's fair.
Let's do it right now. Okay, name us.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, I'm naming who's better. This is in no specific order. Watson, Mahomes, Rodgers, Wilson.
Okay, 4.
So even though Wilson's pretty comparable. Wilson's comparable. What's wrong with that?
I don't want to hear that. A Super Bowl champion is not comparable to Dak. Just don't put that on.
I named you 4. Rodgers. Who else do I? One who I really rank above Dak.
Kyler Murray?
No.
Not yet. Kylo's not there.
I'm not going to say Lamar because he's not.
No. Okay, Lamar has to be there because he won an MVP. He has to be there right now. He basically willed the Ravens to the playoffs. He has to be there. It's just there's no option. So he's another one. That's 5. Who else?
Who's that Colts guy now? I'm forgetting.
Oh, you're talking about Carson Wentz? He's not.
Stafford. Oh, no,
Wait, Matthew Stafford for the Rams?
Yeah, I don't think so.
He's top 10. He's not better than Dak, though. I'm sorry, he's not better than Dak.
Then is Jacob right with this?
Let's look at this now. All right, so
Drew Brees? Is Drew Brees not?
Drew Brees is probably going to retire, to be fair.
Brandy. After what he did.
Yes.
We're talking about skill level here.
No. If you're going to rate the top 10 quarterbacks, you're not just going to go off skill level. You're going to go off how they actually perform. He's 6. He's another one. Let's see who else we could put here.
You could argue.
Let's see.
We're gonna find someone, Jacob. Don't you worry. You could say Lamar. You could argue Lamar, man.
I said Lamar already. That's including Lamar. Yeah, I mean you could put Ryan Tannehill here, but that's kind of a stretch.
But that can play his whole.
You could put Baker Mayfield there. You could put Derek Carr there. You could put Matthew Stafford there.
Baker, impressive performance.
Listen, I think Dak is a case.
And then you could argue Trevor Lawrence when he comes into the league.
No. Stop that.
I'm still hoping.
I don't know what you're hoping for. That's just.
I'm hoping that he messes the pick.
That's called sounds of delusion.
A little bit.
That's called sounds.
But I don't think he's top 7, top 10. Fine.
He's top 10. I think top 7. I mean, we have to count the ankle injury into it. Obviously, we don't know.
Here is KP a top 5 power forward? He's a center.
Your center.
He's not a top 5, but he's a great shooter. He's one of the best shooters there are.
I mean, he's great.
But you're not saying this is a power forward too, Matthew.
You could say both. You could count it as both.
The thing is, it depends on how the Mavs play their lineup. If they want to put Maxi Kleber at center and then put KP
I don't think he's top 5 either, to be honest.
I don't think he's top. Right now, I don't think he's top 5 in either. I think he's had a very up and down season.
Would we even say top 7? Top 7? Yeah, it's debatable.
Around there, I'd say he's around there. I mean, I think it would have been very hard for him to make the All-Star. He would listen if Porzingis had played the full year, maybe he could have made it. But honestly, right now, I think the West has too many players that I put over him.
Right. This season alone, he's putting up numbers.
I mean, also there's the fact that I think they have to actually put another guard in there. Like if it was a forward, I think you were allowed to consider KP. But since it was Booker that got out, he's a guard.
Can we name the 5 power forwards?
Let's look.
Randle, I'll say.
Well, Randall's there. I'd put him. Sabonis is there as well. Who else is there?
AD or you not?
Would you consider Jason Tatum a power forward since the Celtics go small ball?
Tatum we can consider either or.
Okay, so Tatum we'll go power forward. That's 3.
Damn.
AD's there too at 4. AD's the one at the power forward as well. I put Kawhi. I would put Kawhi in there as a power forward too. I put Siakam and Zion in there as well. I would consider them both either small forward or power forward to put them there as well.
I think it's 5. Right?
I think it's. I mean, you can put Bam there as well, depending on what lineup that he play. So I think there's a good number of people over him, but I mean, you could even pull if you wanted to stretch, you could put John Collins there as well. But that's if you wanted to stretch.
Or Jaren Jackson when healthy.
Yeah, with healthy.
Or KD, Jarrett Grant.
But that is another one. But I think KD is probably more of a small.
Guys, pause. I hate to interrupt.
But what are we waiting for?
Give me 3 seconds.
Oh, there he is!
Hello, how are you?
There he is.
So I heard you guys were talking about the Knicks. So
we were.
So what have you said? I want to hear.
What? So we think that the Knicks they might have a little bit of a fall off the second half of the season. Do you agree? Do you agree with that? They might have a little bit of a fall off.
Oh,
I do, and I've analyzed most of the schedule, and I could say which areas will be kind of meh. So, for starters, the first 4 games back are going to be a shit show and a half. Bucks on the road, Thunder on the road, Nets on the road, Sixers on the road. LLLL. I spoke to this. I spoke to Matt about this.
All right, I don't know about the Thunder game. The Thunder game is a little bit of.
Well, I mean, we lost them already this year, and this time it's on the road, and we're shit on the road.
We'll
and then the other 3 are pretty self-explanatory. And then another area that is really concerning is the last stretch of games. It's like early May pretty much, but we have a West Coast road trip to basically close out the season. After that, we just have 3 home games.
I got it up here. It's the Rockets. It's Memphis. It's Denver, Phoenix, LA.
Both LA teams.
It's both LA teams, and then you're home for San Antonio, and then maybe Charlotte, maybe Boston.
Well, yeah, those are home. They just don't know the time yet. So yeah, that stretch is just really worrying because although like I'm more focused on the West Coast trip. Grizzlies are about our skill level. We should win that. Rockets, we all know how they are. They're absolute garbage, but they could easily turn around with Christian Wood back, so you never know. Who are the other teams? Denver. They're
Denver, Phoenix, and
then the LA teams. Yeah. So I don't know. It's just a little worrying with that. After the LA teams, they go home, right?
Yeah, after the LA teams, they go home.
Yeah, so Spurs, I mean, we saw that we played against them the other day, so who knows? I mean, who knows? The roster could look very different by this time. This is just speculation, assuming they don't make any huge moves at the deadline.
I was just gonna say, do you think the Knicks will make I'm not gonna say a huge move because I don't think the Knicks are gonna do that right now, but do you think the Knicks will make somewhat of a move to put themselves into better playoff contention?
Well, yeah, because I mean, Tibbs and the whole front office. I just watched his interview after last night's win against the Pistons. I just watched that interview, and he like basically relayed like what the front office was saying, and he kind of really tied into it. Hence why they have Derrick Rose, Taj Gibson. So he was saying like that they're going for the playoffs. Like playoffs are bust pretty much. So I mean, if that's the case, I would not be shocked. So it's March 5th. The trade deadline is March 25th. So within the next 20 days, if either Andre Drummond, Bradley Beal, or Victor Oladipo is on the Knicks in these next 20 days, I would not be shocked at all. Especially Drummond. Maybe Karl Anthony Towns too. Not all of them. Like one of those 4 guys.
What happened?
Oh. The New York Knicks.
He's joking.
Yeah, he's joking.
Yeah, I know he's joking.
Here's the thing, which I'll give credit for you. With this late game away schedule trip, it's in May, and they might rest some players. That's
it's true, especially the LA.
I mean, it depends on where seeding is at that point. Because if the West,
it just depends on where those teams are. The Rockets, they're total trash.
Clippers.
If it were to go this way, so I don't think the Jazz are going to end up at the top of the West.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that way.
So I think they'll end up in like the top sphere of the West. I don't think they're going to stay where they are though. I think Phoenix will end up falling. I think it's going to end up being a combination of the Lakers, Clippers, and maybe the Jazz or the Suns in there. Maybe even Denver comes up out of nowhere.
Yeah, I've been saying this all along. That Denver team is really talented. Jokic is a top 2 or 3 MVP candidate, and then you got Jamal Murray, who's a prolific. Who can be a prolific scorer.
You know what, Justin? I actually want to bring this up now. I saw a graphic earlier today that had ranked the top 3 candidates for the MVP voting. It was Jokic, it was Embiid, and it was LeBron. No Dame. What are your reactions to that?
What Dame's doing, I think you have to put him there.
Dame's got to be top at least 7.
Top 3, top 5.
I think
my top 3 are the 2 centers, Jokic and Embiid. They're just absolute goats. Then either Curry or LeBron.
You know what I think it's going to come down to? I think it's going to come down to when AD comes back. Because if AD comes back after the All-Star break, let's say, I don't think LeBron's going to win it. Because I think
he's getting put up in the month of February.
Oh,
Dang. Like, this is crazy.
Here's the thing: the knock I have against LeBron is this just proves that he needs more help. Like, I mean, I've been saying
this.
He's old. He's 30. What are you, 36, 37? He's getting old. He's getting up there in age, so I don't blame him for needing help.
I've
now.
been saying this.
The Lakers. I've been saying this for months, and Justin knows too. The Lakers are nothing without Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is the glue that holds that team together. LeBron he simply can't do it on his own. Like, look at this skid they've gone through. They lost to the fucking Kings.
I agree. To be honest, without AD, they're basically the first year that LeBron was there. That team
And they lost to the Pistons without Anthony Davis too. So they're nothing without Anthony Davis.
Something else I'll say is I want to hear your thoughts about this. Kawhi Leonard opting out, signing a max deal with the Knicks. How realistic are we talking?
Well, hold on. There's one thing here with that.
I think that's very realistic.
I didn't bring this up before. How much do the Knicks have in cap space, and would they actually have to clear up cap space?
15
honestly, these days the teams just figure it out.
Nah, it's 15 million.
I understand they figure it out, but that's easier said than done.
15 million is a pretty good amount of money.
Yeah.
No.
They have 50 or 15.
15.
But I don't know if that means for next year though. Like
that's what I'm talking about.
It's to sign 2021 NBA free agents.
You know what? I got it.
All right, yeah, Jacob, pull up your little graphic.
Well, we also have 9 first-round picks in the next 2 drafts. I'm mad, I know, with the picks with the Thunder. So I know the Thunder are.
Listen, I would love for Kawhi to go to the Knicks. Love it. He'd be in New York. He'd be in New York.
Honestly,
the Clippers would suck. It'd be great.
Bro, why is Ntilikina making $6 million?
Because he was the 7th overall pick. That's how much.
Man's going off in the last 2 games.
That's way too much.
He's
here. Why is Ntilikina better than Dennis Smith?
Oh my God! Here we go. Defense contributes to winning. Done. Dennis Smith just hasn't beaten scoring. That's it. Everything else.
I mean, listen. I think they're both garbage, but I think at the end of the day, I think I would take current Dennis Smith over what he was. What he's been. What he was.
You guys don't watch Knicks games. That's the thing. You guys don't see Frank Ntilikina.
No. Listen.
He is
I understand.
Elite defender. He lost like the other teams.
Ntilikina reminds you a lot.
Ntilikina versus Russell Westbrook last year.
Ntilikina reminds you a lot of Dort. Because Dort has very good defense, and Ntilikina shows that too.
Dort just has better offense.
The thing was, he was a top 10 pick compared to the undrafted whatever.
What do you mean?
Who's undrafted?
Dort.
I mean,
that geek Dort.
Dort is the camper. Dort is the best. Don't even talk about Dort. Dort's the best. I don't want to hear from a man that doesn't even have a team.
Lou the Beast.
Okay. So I think we have actual cap max space. If I'm looking at this correctly, we have 19 right now for the Knicks.
Oh, so I was a little long.
It's not always that, but no one really ever knows. So it's really just an estimate. So we could in a range. According to this, which is usually pretty accurate, I see the number. This is under practical cap space, 72 million.
What do you mean practical cap space?
I don't. It's not really clear, but it looks like they have a lot of guys off the books after this year.
I was gonna say that's
just saying they have a lot of free agents this year.
But that means so that they have to sign a lot of players back.
Exactly.
Like,
so
if they want,
who's resigning?
Yeah, because I think Frank Ntilikina is a free agent after this year.
Okay,
Alfred Payton is too. But yeah, Frank Ntilikina, Alfred Payton, and Austin Rivers are all free agents after this.
Okay,
year.
get rid of
Austin Rivers signed a multi-year deal.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah, it was a 3-year deal. It was a 3-year deal.
No.
All right, 3 years, 10 million. Right.
Jared. Get rid of Payton. Get rid of Ntilikina. You saved $10 million right there. You already have Rosen quickly.
Yeah, but you have to resign Rose though. He's contract.
Yeah, Rose is a free agent this year.
The thing is, there is no way Rose resigns for what he signed for the Pistons for. He's not going to sign for 2 years, $6 million. There's no way he signs for that.
Wait, so you're saying he's going to sign for less?
No, he's going to sign for more.
Wait, because he wants to play for the Knicks. The Pistons are a shit show.
No.
It's not like a 3-year, like,
before he got traded,
2 or 3 year, like.
What I'm saying is when he went off with the Timberwolves before he signed with the Pistons, he looked very good, and he ended up signing a 2-year, $6 million contract. So I mean, I think he's gonna want more money. If he's gonna stay with the Knicks.
20 instead of the others. Instead of Ntilikina and Payton, I'll give a 2-year 20.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, Payton and Rose on a 1-year deal, so Alfred Payton will be a free agent after this. And I'm pretty sure Taj Gibson is a free agent.
We're saving $7 million off this. Jared saving $7
What?
million.
You're saving $7 million by getting rid of Alfred Payton?
And Ntilikina, and then you get Rose is 2-year 20. $7 million.
Oh yeah, so you're only using $3 million of that.
There's another point that the Knicks could use to backload the contract if they wanted. They could front up like if they want to do 6 and 14, they could just do that.
I'm just saying, Alfred Payton and Frank Ntilikina, like as bad as offensively ungifted they are. Well, Payton dropped 20 last night, but as offensively like not gifted they are, they bring a lot of hustle and a lot of defense.
So
and
here's
that's
all
why,
you
that's
need
why
to
Knicks fans.
Here's all you need to keep on the Knicks: Randle, RJ, D Rose. You could keep Opie. You could keep
Quickly
and Mitch. 6 people. That's
Theo.
And
7.
you could get Kawhi in there, and that's 7.
That's not how it works, though.
I would keep
contract.
That's
RJ,
Mitch,
Mitch,
that's easier
Randall,
said than done.
Obi,
Yeah.
Quickly,
I'm not saying it's gonna happen.
Rose, Theo. That's 7 people.
And you're,
we'll go from there.
but then, guys, it's not. That's how 2K franchise works.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, but then sign Kawhi.
That's not how real life works.
And then sign some other key role players.
What if Kawhi opts? What if Kawhi?
No, I'm saying what he does.
Here's the big problem here. I think the Knicks would need a verbal commitment from Kawhi to even make these moves because I think the Knicks have learned their lesson from what they did 2 off seasons ago when they thought they were going to use Zion, they thought they were going to KD.
Julius Randle putting up numbers.
What they're gonna have to know is they're gonna have to know that Kawhi's interested in coming.
Yeah, if the Knicks know Kawhi is interested in coming, they'll make the moves. But if they don't know that he,
I don't know. I see it. I could see it happening because back in January.
Listen, we did shit on the KP trade at the time. I mean, at this point in time, it depends on where the Mavericks are going to fall this year within the playoffs.
Listen, the Knicks won that KP trade. It's not even
good regardless. They got
Knicks
Randle
won that trade.
Wait, what, Justin? What do you say?
They got Randle off that.
Exactly, and we got Quickly because I was just talking about this recently. So we signed Marcus Morris, as you guys know, with that.
Wait, hold on. I thought the Knicks wouldn't the Knicks have had enough cap space even if they didn't trade KP because I think they would have. I think they would have had enough cap space for Randle though.
Julius Randle signed a fat contract. They would have had enough.
Not signed Randle.
He signed for a 3-year $60. That's $20 million a year.
They weren't going to get Randle if they had KP.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't have signed because Kristaps Porzingis plays. He's a natural. Well, he's naturally a center, but he's a pussy, so they play him.
No, I get that. I'm more of just talking cap space wise because that's the reason they made that move in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm less familiar with the contracts than you guys, but I know like the basics. I don't think it would have been enough.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, but anyway, here's what I was saying. So we got Randle from that. We got Julius Randle with that cap space, and we got Marcus Morris. And think of this: we traded Marcus Morris in the 2020 trade deadline for Maurice Harkless and a pick, and that pick turned into Quickly. So we got Emmanuel Quickly out of the Porzingis deal too.
Where did Harkless go? I don't remember where the hell.
Like a free agency, the Heat.
Oh yeah, no, I remember. I just didn't think that. I didn't know if like the Knicks made a move.
But who else did they get?
He's not
They got D Rose off that too. To Dennis Smith.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even think that. Yeah. And we packaged the
guys, I got it. Okay.
Think about this: the second round pick was pretty much traded way back. We traded Willie
right now
to the Hornets for 2 second round picks,
That's
and we
true.
used that second round. One of them.
Right now, the Knicks have 15 million. I have the cap up.
Okay, go ahead, Jacob.
I have the cap numbers. The Knicks right now have 15 million to spend. Right now.
Okay.
From 2021 to 2022, you guys can't forget the guys that they have to sign. They have probably the league most.
Who do they have to sign?
72. So I was right.
Who do they have to sign?
72. Practical cap space, which is 2 stars next to it, which is. It's really just So 72.
So who you just said they have to sign people? Who do they have to sign?
Look, whoever they like. They're I guess re-signing. They have to give options.
But
the team options. I don't know if that accounts to it. There's many things that will shrink that number down.
Yeah, but the thing is, who comes off the books though? Like who comes off the books to get them to that cap number?
It's hard to look on my phone, but I'll try.
Because you can't just say that they're gonna have to re-sign guys and even not tell us who. Because then that goes into
Julius Randle is one of them. I don't know what you're.
Julius Randle is a free agent after next season. I mean,
after 2022. That's what I said.
It's gonna be up to the Knicks whether they see his long-term value.
Okay. Let me send this to you. all of you, so you guys can just get this down. So I will just, instead of, I'll send this to Jared, Justin, everyone. I just sent it to everyone, the image.
Also, I have some unrelated Knicks news that I just have a question about. Mike Conley replacing Devin Booker? Nope, I disagree with it. Should have been Shea.
I agree, but I think the NBA wanted a pity vote for Conley, which I don't really
exactly because he never made it before.
I mean,
Carter also would have been valid.
My whole thing is that I just don't think Shea got enough of the fan vote this year. Because if you saw, he didn't finish in top 10.
So you're getting rid of Ntilikina. I'll get rid of that. The
I sent you guys the contracts too. There are contracts too in the second image.
Maybe keep Reggie or Burks.
All
get rid of Jamal, get rid of Payton.
Wait, so you're saying who would be keeping it out of everybody here?
Rose, and then maybe Burks.
Kevin Knox is gone.
Well, he's going to be traded at the deadline.
Whoa. He's paid $18 million. Holy shit.
What?
Frank is probably going to. Look at their guaranteed salaries. 18.
He was a 4-year $18 million deal.
Oh, that's okay.
That makes
sense.
That's
his
that's
overall
total.
Deal.
That's total. That's
total.
Okay. The second image has contracts. OOT.
I only saw the first one. My bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
Bro, you only have to keep Burks or Bullock, one of them, and then D-Rose.
Yeah, Burks and Bullock are the same players. So.
I would keep.
I would pick Burks over Bullock personally.
I think Knox.
Yeah,
is gone.
Burks is just a much better player.
I think Knox is gone. I think if you want Frank.
No, I'd rather get Reggie because you pay less.
Yeah, and I guess they do the same thing. Like they both shoot threes.
How old is that?
Oh, boys.
I think on this list that you sent me.
So out of all their players, there's one player that's a restricted free agent, which is Frank after this year, and then the rest of them he has restricted qualifying offer. The rest of them are like Rose is unrestricted, Peyton's unrestricted, Rivers is signed, Barrett's they have him, Quickly they have him, Burks they have him, Theo Pinson he's I don't know, that's unclear. Kevin Knox.
He's not irrelevant. He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Theo Pinson.
Reggie Bullock they have him still. Well, he's an unrestricted free agent after next year.
Right, he signed here for like $1. We can keep him.
No, yeah, so Reggie Bullock's a free agent too as well.
I think if the Knicks are
Taj Gibson too.
I think the Knicks are going to be smart. That if Frank is going to be an unrestricted free agent, there's going to be some.
Listen, that's right. Like I think we know out of all these free agents who is going to sign next year and who is not. I think it's pretty obvious that the Knicks retain Nerlens Noel.
Jared, you can't forget it's the Knicks also.
Okay, well,
I get
that narrative should be completely erased because now the new front office,
that's true.
They actually have a brain, and it's not Phil Jackson with his dumbass triangle offense, and it's not Steve Mills who puts KP and trade talks behind his back. Although the trade ended up benefiting us, it did not blow over well.
There's new management.
All I have to
That's
say
what I'm saying.
New
management, new culture.
Tibbs
and the new management would not let the Knicks be total idiots and sign sign somebody who's not worthy. And they play the guys. The guys on the team are the guys on the team are on the team for a reason, and that's because they produce.
And you could say
any way possible.
The Knicks last year was underrated. You were saying how bad it was, but it was actually decent.
What?
Who is this?
The Knicks free agency last year, the year before that, when they got Randle.
2019.
Yeah.
Okay. The only.
I was saying it was decent at the time.
I mean, the only one that's going to be a long-term option out of that free agency is just Julius Randle. Reggie Bullock ended up turning it to pretty much nothing.
Nah, he's been decent. He's
been okay, but
he's average. He's average. I wouldn't say he's trash by any stretch. He's pretty consistent.
Who else did they sign from that offseason? There was him. There was Taj Gibson. There was
Bobby Portis, Marcus Morris, Wayne Ellington.
Bobby Portis is gone. Wayne Ellington.
Well, yeah, okay. Well, we'll focus on the guys that are still here. So obviously, Bobby Portis, Marcus Morris, and Wayne Ellington are all gone. So,
well, I mean, they okay. The only one that actually ended up working out of those three is they flipped Morris for a first-round pick, which is a good trade.
And that first-round pick was Quickly. So, yeah.
He was initially the funny thing is he was initially wasn't he committed to the Spurs and then he pulled out.
Morris, yeah, he was got a time with the Spurs and then there was a whole fiasco. And
I remember what the Knicks did of Hardaway. That was so sick, but they had him on this team. They drafted him.
And then they traded him to Atlanta, and then traded again for him.
Well,
They got him on like a fat contract after the.
They had him on a 4-year 72, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not glad he's not on the team anymore. I liked him, but he's just way too inconsistent, and he was way too overpaid.
The only way he's good if he gets a lot of minutes and if he gets a lot of touches. That's the only way he actually puts up stats.
Yeah. That's what he was going to do in the Knicks.
Well, he's starting this year on the Mavericks.
He's starting this year, but I mean, he's not worth what his contract is.
He's way overpaid.
He's way overpaid.
But yeah, out of all of I'm looking at the chart. I think Derrick Rose will resign. Either Reggie Bullock or Alec Burks will resign, or if like either one will resign, one of them won't, one of them will. Nerlens Noel is probably a lock for next season. Alfred Payton, I would not say that he'd resign. Like, I mean, Tibbs likes him a lot, but I don't think management would sign him. Taj Gibson, whatever. Theo Pinson, I think they resign him because of the hype that he gives, and Jared Harper, whatever. So yeah.
I mean, I think if the Knicks really wanted, they could get to that. They could get to max cap space to be able to sign Kawhi Leonard to a max contract. But that's it. That's if he gave them a verbal commitment first that he wanted to come.
Of course. And I think Frank Ntilikina I don't think he's going to be back next year. If not, he either won't be back next season or he'll get traded at the deadline. So yeah. To
be honest, I think they could trade Payton, Knox, and another player for Drummond at the deadline.
No.
Drummond's value is so low right now. You guys
but that's not the thing though. Drummond's value is really low, but no team wants Knox. You know that. No team.
No, they're actually interested in Cleveland.
Yeah, well, Cavs. You got to keep in mind the Cavaliers are a rebuilding team, trying to acquire as many young assets as possible.
This guy,
Knox is not totally like he's trash, but he's not like. Totally, like you can't write him off yet. Is what I'm trying to say.
Jared,
maybe he can develop into at least a nice complimentary piece from Cleveland.
Jared, he's Mr. Fortnite man though. He's great.
Fortnite boy.
I don't know this guy on the Cavs. He's like a second year or something. Isaac something.
Isaac Okoro. That's the guy they just drafted. No, hold on. That's the guy
that was this year's pick. They wouldn't.
That was this year. That was this year.
Oh, he's getting 30 minutes a game. They give Knox some of those minutes.
I think they're gonna.
Well, Knox would back him up because they're probably trading Cedi Osman at the deadline.
Yeah, they said that they said they're gonna trade Cedi.
Right, so that's why Knox could get minutes there.
So Clippers are interested in Cedi Osman apparently.
It depends on what they have to give up though. To be fair.
Where do you guys think Kevin Love's gonna end up? I hope the Blazers, honestly. Like Blazers would be a great fit.
They have no picks though. They have nothing to give up.
Yeah, no, they don't have a lot of assets, but I would love Kevin Love on the Blazers.
If they had a pick or two,
I think the Celtics.
It depends on It depends on how much the Cavs are wanting. Because if the Cavs are wanting like two first-round picks for him,
maybe we could give Little. That would be kind of nice.
No. Yeah. What is Little done in this time with the Blazers?
He's actually been doing decent past couple games.
That's what we said about Anthony Simons.
No, but he's putting up.
Anthony Simons is the plum.
No, he's not. Don't you dare say that.
How is he in the dunk contest?
He's a good basketball
Stanley. He's not dunked in the NBA. He's going to fucking crush them on Sunday.
Justin's justification for Anthony Simons being in the All-Star game was one dunk he had on Myers Leonard. That's his justification.
It must have been last year because Myers Leonard was on the Blazers for a little bit.
You can look up dunking reel, bro.
Oh, wait, I remember that dunk. I saw a clip of it the other day. That was a pretty impressive dunk.
It's a pretty good dunk, but that's his justification is one dunk that he's had.
No, you could look up dunk reel. Look up highlight dunk reel.
I'll look up. Okay, by that
merit, gems.
But by that merit, I'll go look up all Obi's
college highlights. What did Obi do?
Have you ever seen a college highlight reel of Obi Toppin? Like, come on.
Obi, there are highlights of him.
Don't even. Obi Toppin was a beast in college.
I think if Obi Toppin, Anthony Simons, and Cassius Stanley are all in the dunk contest, like if it's only those three guys, easy dubs for Obi.
I mean, I've never seen really what Cassius Stanley can do. To be honest, he's just kind of just there on the Pacers, but I'm assuming
he's played in like a game. He's mostly in the G League apparently.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm assuming he's decent. He's like, remember when Glenn Robinson III won the dunk contest a few years ago? He's kind of like what he is because he's a player that floats between the NBA and G League, and it just gets to go in the dunk.
Is Glenn Robinson still in the Kings, or did they cut him?
I think he might still be there. But I mean, it's the same thing with Derek Jones Jr. before he actually established himself as a good NBA player. He was just kind of that guy that would just dunk that you see once in a while.
Yeah.
Did I hear Hassan Whiteside?
No, he did not hear Hassan.
We didn't mention Hassan Whiteside. Anyways, you guys mentioned the Pacers. So would you guys agree with me that Domantas Sabonis is worse than Julius Randle this year?
No.
I would say Randle's better.
No. Did you see the last matchups? The last two matchups between the Knicks and Pacers. The Randle
2 games doesn't tell the whole. You said this whole season.
I would
does not mean the whole thing.
Randle hasn't beaten every category.
In the statistics.
Yeah.
And off record.
I think Randle. Record too. I think Randle is top 7 power forward in the league right now.
That's fair enough. I think it's very close between Sabonis and Randle. I think you could make an argument for both of them. And I think where the bias lies, I just don't think it's going to be a fair argument because I think being Jake.
Oh, because of me.
Well, no, because you.
There's any bias.
Yeah, any bias because you'll have a bias towards the Knicks, and then someone else could say, "Oh, I'm not a Knicks fan. I have a bias towards Sabonis." All right,
so none of us are Pacers. So,
bro,
you guys aren't a Pacers fan or a Knicks fan, so
the Blazers get the pick. Pick would transfer to the Blazers pick if not top 14. So.
Wait,
what? What's going on?
Is this the Rocco trade?
Yes, they get the 14th pick.
So wait, hold on. This is if the Blazers
top 14 pick would transfer because Blazers pick is currently not in top 14.
Yeah, so the Blazers. That means the Blazers would have to be in the lottery for the pick to not convey. So they're gonna get the pick.
Well, sadly.
So if you
that's like saying you want the Blazers to miss the playoffs, though.
No, but I'm just saying that's a scenario.
That's true.
Then they would get the pick.
I mean, then again, that's the same thing with the Thunder's pick they got from the Warriors. It's top 20 protection.
They have a 2022 round pick.
No.
Randle here.
I mean, I forget what the rules called. I think it's the Rooney rule, where it's you have to trade picks every other year. That's why they usually
trade the 2023.
That's why they usually trade pick swaps. But Justin, you can't go that far down the line. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 years. That's why teams are so. They avoid doing that because you can't predict what's going to happen down the line.
Well,
like for example, in 2023, who knows what's going to happen with the Blazers? They could have traded Dame, and then they're
I don't know how good
rebuilding
Kevin
team.
Love's value is, so we have to wait and see. I don't know what an offer would be for Kevin Love. Dude.
I don't know. Kevin Love has barely played.
Kevin Love doesn't have a lot of value, so
I don't even know what it would be. A young player.
He doesn't have a lot of value, but I feel like if the Cavs are going to say, "All right, you're going to come contact us about Kevin Love," they're probably going to.
So Randle averages. Going back to Randle for a second.
Bless you.
Thanks. Randle averages 23 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists.
Okay.
No, I'm close to bonus.
I agree with Berlin.
I mean, I think you could, I think you could make an argument for both of them. I think in the first beginning half.
Okay, so they average the exact same amount of their stats are pretty much identical. Randle just has
the Knicks have got a record. That's what I go on.
Yeah, Randle hasn't beaten scoring.
All right, so
they're same in rebounds, and Sabonis is 0.5 more in assists.
So here's what
stats, but who has the better record? Who has the bigger impact on winning?
I'd
one of 4 stars on his team with Malcolm Brogdon. Well, most of them are injured, but so Malcolm Brogdon and Miles Turner, he's sharing the load with those guys too. And obviously once Karis LeVert and TJ Warren come back, and obviously he had Warren for the beginning part of the season, so he's not relied upon night after night after night to produce huge numbers.
Randle is. If they don't,
Randle's the number one option, clear cut, not even negotiable.
If Sabonis plays bad, they have players.
That's what makes it more impressive for me. And the last 2 times they played each other, Randle fucking owned him. He held Sabonis. The last time they played each other, he held Sabonis to 5 of 10 shooting. Only 10 attempts.
I mean, listen.
He owns him. He's his daddy.
I'm gonna just listen to this argument for a second. I want to see what you think of this. in the beginning part of the season, I think it was Sabonis over Randle. I think as the season's progressed, it's been Randle over Sabonis. I think both players are at a level playing field right now, but this time it would probably end up being Randle over Sabonis.
Cowboys will win the Super Bowl. He's his daddy.
So yeah, okay, that makes sense. I would say in the beginning of the season, I would have Sabonis.
It was Sabonis.
No, Randle's proved too much.
Right now, it's probably going to end up is Randle. But I mean, as the season progresses, we'll have to see what happens.
Think about this, Randle is only one of like 3 players currently, or something like that. 3 players in the league currently that average 20, 10, 5 or better. It's him, Nikola Jokic, Giannis. Pretty elite company.
I mean, I do. Listen, if Justin's gonna say that James should be in the MVP conversation, I think Giannis has to be there too.
He's top 6.
Giannis had a slow start to the season, but he's played completely dominant. The past few weeks,
Harden's in there too.
Harden's not going to get it though.
Harden, because he's gotten it so many times, and now that he's on the Nets,
it's not. He's only got it once, but now that he's on the Nets,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like now that he's on the Nets, he's overshadowed.
But if he's up putting up 30 and something, you might have.
Well, I mean, when KD comes back, he's not going to put up those same numbers every game, though. He's only doing that because Kyrie was out one game. Look what he put up that game. He was completely dominant.
He's putting up 25, 6, and 5. That's MVP stats. But
Harden's doing that.
Yeah, but I mean, Harden's never going to get it though. If Harden ever wants to win MVP, he would need like a Rockets team by himself.
I'll put them in the 6. Giannis. This is not in order. Giannis, Embiid, Jokic, Dame, LeBron, and Harden.
Curry.
No, I think you just drop Harden and put in Curry. That's a good top 6.
Yeah, I would go with that.
Because the whole thing is, let's just look at the end of the season. Harden's never going to be in there. We know that. Harden's never going to be in there.
Warriors don't have a good record.
Huh? They're right within the heat of the West.
The Warriors are in like the thick of the playoff race in the run.
I'm not giving someone that's a 7th seed.
Justin, if you look at it this way, I think Russ proved back when he won his MVP in 2017 that it doesn't really matter what seed you are, as long as you have the narrative going in your favor, you can win.
But he averaged a triple-double. That's totally different.
I understand.
So since we're talking about awards, sorry to change the topic here. But yeah, I understand. I agree with your point about Russ, Matt. Doesn't matter. It's like MVP. I think obviously team record plays into it.
I mean, as long as
Russ was averaging a triple double that year.
I think
no other star. Second best player was Steven Adams.
If you want to go with stats, Julius Randle should be in the MVP race.
No, he shouldn't. No.
Okay, well, speaking of awards, and Julius Randle. Julius Randle is my most improved player.
I agree with that.
We went over this earlier.
I agree.
I know Jeremy Grant, Christian Wood.
I think
Julius Randle, the metamorphosis, the transformation he has undergone from 2019-20 to 2020-2021, it's remarkable. He was a dreidel last year, a literal dreidel. Every goddamn possession would cost so many games. We were finishing 21-45 in the season last year. For context, we're 19-18 now, and halfway through the season. 2 less wins, and we're halfway through the season. So, and it's not the roster hasn't changed much. The only difference is Manuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, and a draft pick, and then Alec Burks, Nolan Samal, and Austin Rivers in free agency. That's the only difference, and the coaches.
But you could argue the Knicks had an easy schedule.
Okay, but we beat
the worst team in the league.
We beat the Pacers twice. We beat the Bucks. We beat the Celtics. We beat the Warriors. What's we beat? Jazz. Like we beat some damn good teams. So
I don't know how Grant gets if they're the worst team in the league.
Exactly. And Christian Wood was already showed flashes last year. He just was overshadowed because it was on it.
Nobody's hurt right now, so I don't know.
I mean, listen, I think if Christian Wood had 2 healthy ankles, I think he probably would have won this year. But that's a different story. I think the competition is between Randle, Shea, and Grant. That's what it's going to be.
I don't know about Shea. Shea was already good.
No. Because think about it. He was overshadowed by Chris Paul. Same argument.
Think about this. Thunder aren't in the playoff picture, so
that's true.
Yeah. Well, they're not totally out of it, but they're not like
they're not.
Bro, he put up 19, 6, and 3. This year he's putting up 23.
Yeah, it's not like much improvement. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I would go with Randle.
I would go with Randle. Shea is 2. Grant is 3.
Because Randle pretty much like he he has this. He averaged 19 and 9 last year. So now he's just up. He's up to scoring a little bit.
Right, and they're winning.
And there but the main thing is the assist. You watched him last year. He did not pass the ball at all. It was literally a treadle every play.
Randle was basically
now he's averaging close to 6 assists per game as a power forward. This man is special. This man is he's my favorite. He's probably my favorite player in the league, or at least top 3. All in the Knicks, and he's my most improved player.
He's your favorite player in the league?
Top 3.
Okay, I thought it was 3.
Listen, we're all entitled to our own opinions. And then what else was I going to say? His field goal percentage too is remarkable. He was shooting 28% from 3 in his first year.
Was he your favorite player last year?
Okay, well, he wasn't anyone's favorite player last year. He was very hated amongst.
So you only like him because he's good and he's on the Knicks.
Obviously, I mean,
I never really hated him.
Okay.
I like Melo throughout.
I want you to say this publicly right now. Obviously, Melo is your favorite player.
I like him throughout.
You'll defend him life and death. You'll defend him. Okay. Let me just ask you, who's your second favorite player?
Who's my second favorite player in the league? Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, I was going to guess name.
Okay, so let's say Kawhi Leonard has a complete garbage season. Are you going to defend him?
I still support Kawhi and Dame Sir.
The thing is, it was Randall's first year on the Knicks, so I couldn't really get attached to him yet. So my favorite player on the Knicks last year was RJ, and I still love RJ. Don't get me wrong; RJ and Randall are my 2 favorite players in the league. So,
all right, that's a good show. You can go wrap there.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, there was one more thing I was going to say
about RJ Barrett is that
Jacob, well, where have you been? What are you doing? You're sitting there lurking in the background. Come on,
I want to. Jared, I want to reiterate my point, like I said months ago, that RJ Barrett's improvement is very, very subtle, and it's not anything significant.
Listen, his field goal percentage, he's skyrocketed. He's 35% from 3 on the season, but not a shooter.
I'm not done. I'm impressed by RJ Barrett this season.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Me too.
But still. He's a long way to go. He's a long way to go.
Well, obviously, it's only his second year, Jacob.
He's showing flashes, but let's just see where he can go from there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Fair.
RJ is improved.
Anyway, let me go back to Randall for a second. Sorry.
Not a problem.
So I said he's shooting 28% on the season this year. And last year, he shot 28%. This year, 41%.
Wow.
Pretty damn impressive. As a power forward, he can shoot. He can stretch the floor. He can pass. He can shoot. He can rebound. He can take it to the hole and get an and one over a defender. He can do everything. He's such a dynamic player, and it's amazing to see his evolution from last year to this year.
Hold on,
I read his article in the Players Tribune. One of the best pieces of literature I've ever read. It does make sense. It does make sense why I feel this way.
Let me just. I just want to read something real quick. That I'm.
How did you get that banner at the bottom of the page?
Let's just through restream.
Is it there?
Jacob, you're a part of the show too. Would you like to come on, be along with the host? Well, I don't know what you're doing.
He's the host.
Also,
I like the stream at the bottom.
Also, I do want to read this little headline right here. I have a report here that says 76ers are expected to acquire PJ Tucker via a trade or a buy.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Any reactions? I just think it's
I think it's a good move.
I think it's another piece for the
scoring, defense.
The Sixers.
Yeah, PJ Tucker. I've always said this. Well, not always, but I've kind of in the last year or so I've kind of realized this. PJ Tucker and Robert Covington are 2 players that will fit on any NBA roster, no matter what. No matter what.
It's true, but then again, it depends on how good Rocco's defense is that year. If his defense,
Rocco's defense, he's playing great defense.
Robert Covington is a great defender.
Don't you dare say that, and he's improving his 3-point shot throughout this whole year as well. Don't you dare say
any
that.
NBA roster.
As long
PJ Tucker, I don't want him to come to the Knicks, but he would be a great fit on the Knicks.
As long as they're making the threes when they're given the ball, that's all that really matters.
That's what they're doing.
PJ Tucker's had a down year, but for the Sixers, it would work.
It would work. I mean, to be fair,
TJ McConnell.
Thoughts on Mitch Robinson? Oh God.
Jared, thoughts?
What do you mean? What about him?
Just on Mitch Robinson and TJ McConnell.
No, you mean TJ McConnell.
Mitch Robinson and Mitch and McConnell.
Oh, I get it.
Who? What?
Mitch McConnell.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Someone.
Who is that? Who is that?
I know that name from somewhere. Oh, someone in government.
No, I've never heard of that name before.
All right, well,
seems
Mitch
like
Robinson. Nice defensive piece.
Noah!
Oh God.
Oh, he's already home? He was just at my house.
Yes, I know.
He just got home?
Yeah, he just got home. I just heard him running around.
he's going to play 2K.
What a wild kid.
Yep.
He's going to play 2K.
So is that the show for tonight?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Okay, so should I send out a link quickly and he could join with Jared on it?
No.
You know what? Let's prevent the chaos.
Please.
Let's end the show here. Everyone
I'm done.
Let's save our eardrums.
Nice talking with you.
Yep.